Hello, welcome. In this video, we're going to look at how to create a user account in Windows 11. As a matter of fact, the same approach applies to Windows 10 and previous other Windows operating systems. Let's go ahead and see how that works. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and right click here and bring up computer management right here. When I right click, I can left click to pull that up, or I can click here and start typing computer management, and by the time I type the third or fourth letter, this will pop up and I can left click to pull it up. That brings me to this window right here, and where it says local users and computers, I can select that to get to users so I can create my new user. Even without opening the folder, I can right click here and start creating a folder. But I can also double click to open it and then right click anywhere here and examine some of the accounts there to make sure that I'm not creating a duplicate account. And once I'm done with that, I will right click and then left click to say new user. And let's say this user, let's call this user May 28 temp user. Let's say May 28 temp user. Okay. And you can put the person's full name here with the description. If this person is a new hire and the person will work in payrolls department, you can make that note here and put a description of, you can make that note here and put the person's full name here. Like, let's say this person's name is Mayflower May, and the last name is May. That's full name there. And you can describe what this account is about. And then you have the choice to put in password. Here, I'm not going to put in password. You can put a default password and then select this, so the user must change the password at next logon. Once the person logs on first, they will be prompted to change the password. So the one you put in here will not be used by the user. Or you can say user cannot change password, which means whatever you put in there is what the user is going to use. That's what they're stuck with. You can also select password never expires, which means the password will be there forever, doesn't expire unless the user chooses to go back in and manually change it themselves, or you go in as an administrator and change the password for this user. You can also disable the password. Let's say somebody has been let go or somebody leaves the job, and instead of deleting the account, you can disable it. If somebody gets hired for the same position, you can uncheck this to enable the account and then customize this area to suit the new user. If the name is Michael James, you just put that in there. Probably return that password, not advisable, or a different password, which is advisable. And then you can change the username or have them return the same username. It's unlikely two people will have the same username, so it makes sense to change it if you have a new user. So let's call this, let's change this to Udo P, and let's remove this. These are optional and we're not going to disable it. Let's just use it, leave everything as default and create the account. Okay, it says it already exists, so apparently the one I created before, I did not delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those ones so we can create the ones for practice. This and this. That's also how to use delete a user account if you already created. At least we've been able to cover two lessons here. If you have a previous account created, you can right click, select it, left click to delete it, and you can then recreate the same account when you need to. So to recreate that, I'm going to right click and say new user, and the new account is Udo P, and I'm going to remove all these optional entries. And as soon as I click, this disappears. It doesn't show up here until I'm done with creating. I'm going to go ahead and create another one called Peter U. I'm going to say create. And I'm going to create another one called Udo PM and say create. Oh, that one says that the user must change password at next logon. Oh, well, let's just leave it like that. We can actually go to properties to change that setting. If you go to properties, I can select this. I say apply and click OK. It doesn't have that anymore. So all these accounts come with default settings. So now that we created this, how do we remove them? If this person, let's say you're creating this for an organization and the person is not there anymore, you want to completely remove the account, you just come back in here. You can come in here, say computer management, and select that, or in the Windows icon here, right click and go to computer management, and you can get down here to users, double click to open, or right click and select open, and that will open it as well. If I right click here, it should give me a menu to open, but it doesn't say that. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and right click and that will open it up. So we have 3 new users. And let's say this person is no longer with the company, or maybe a family member who went out to college and is no longer using the computer. You can just right click and delete this individual. Okay. Now we can remove this person in another way. If we go to control panel, here's another way to remove a user. You go to control panel, when you type control panel here, it will bring it up. By the time you type let's do that again, where you type this, by the time you type the 3 to 4 first letters, it will pop up and it's selected. And you can go over there and say manage user accounts, and then you can remove a user here. Once you click on remove a user, you see all these 3 users. You can go ahead and click this one and say delete account, and voila, that's it. That account is gone. Now we have this one. While you are here, you can actually change this account to another type of account. You can change this to admin. You can make this person an administrator, which means the person have more privilege on this computer. They have the right to do more stuff if you change the account to admin account. Once you click that and say change account, that will grant the person more privileges on these computers. The privilege to create another user, the privilege to set security settings, including who can share and see what on the computer, and the number of things. But we're not going to do that today. But at least we know how you can convert an ordinary user to an admin user, or convert an admin user to an ordinary user. If you go over here, you can literally change this person to regular user. You can convert this person to a regular user from admin to, you see where it says administration, you can change that to ordinary user. So now we've demonstrated how to create a new account, and we've shown two places that you can go to remove account, in the control panel and in the computer management. Let's say if we can change user account from the computer management just like we did in control panel. If we go back there and go to local users in computers, let's open this up and go to administrators, member of, let's say, who is that member there? Let's say Peter Yu. Check names. No, we are we're in the wrong location here. If we go to Peter Yu and double click that, we can say member of. This might not allow us to add this person to administrators, but let's see how possible that is. Yeah, it does allow us to add Peter Yu to administrators. Now when you click OK, Peter Yu is now a member of administrators just like this one. If we go to administrator profile, let's say, no, not here. If we go over to control panel, over here, we can see user accounts. The user accounts are, let's see, change user account. You should have multiple accounts here. User accounts, control panel. Why is that hard to find? Change account type. Okay, we see this one. We see two administrators now. So this is administrator, this is administrator. We did not change that in control panel, but we could easily do that here. Remember, all we did is go to computer management and add Peter Yu to the administrators group, member of administrators group. And we can change that here by going over here and move the user from admin to standard. It says local account admin. Now that standard is selected. If we click OK, now it says local account, just ordinary user. And while we're here, look at what we can do. We can delete the person from here. Delete from here, or go to control panel, not control panel, go to computer management. If you go to computer management, here, you can go over here and right click and delete. So whether you're going from computer management to delete this person or going from control panel to delete the account, you are accomplishing the same task. Redundancy is good, redundancy of tools. So you can choose to keep the person's file if you're deleting it. If the files the persons have created is important for the operation of the operations in the organization, it makes sense to keep the file. If not, just delete it and everything is gone. And you delete account. And now we have only this one here. All right, that's awesome. So now we've been able to show how to create an account, create a user account, delete a user account. You can do that from computer management console, or you can go to control panel. Two different ways of doing that. You can also change the account type, promote ordinary user to administrator, or demote the administrator to ordinary user. And that's how you accomplish those tasks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.